I want to do something a little different this week. This is not a forecast, obviously. This is what I'm actually thinking. Hi, my name's Jim. I run silver and copper forecast. Forecast, breaking news, and special reports every week. I've seen some comments asking if my videos are AI generated, and I'm going to be honest with you. I use AI tools. I use them just like I use uh, charts, editing software, and that sort of thing. But the thinking it's mine. The judgment, it's mine. The uncertainty that you're seeing in this video, that's mine too. That's why I kind of have this journal to kind of show you that side of it and get a communication going between you and me. But with that said, I do have an uneasy feeling about this market. Silver looks strong, copper looks strong, gold looks strong. I'm extremely happy about it, as I'm sure you are. I've been stacking for years, like you probably have. Uh, the price is moving in the right direction. It's moving in the direction that we expect. And yet I feel a little bit of unease. I believe the precious metal market are manipulated and have been for years. A lot of experts out there do. I'm not alone there, especially silver. And I don't believe the big players are done yet. We've had a huge move, and I think we're still going up. I follow Michael Oliver. I've done videos on it. He's saying, by the second quarter, we're going to be looking at $150 to $200 silver price. He does say there's going to be a pullback at some point. I've done a video on that, but he does indicate that new pullback will be at a new reality in silver price. I 100% believe that. So even in this manipulated market, I do believe that it's possible for us to forecast these things. But I don't want to give the impression and that I know exactly what the short sellers and the big bankers will do. You might ask, well, hey, if prices are manipulated, well, how can you forecast that? Not because the tools don't work, but just because the behavior can overwhelm the logic. But that's kind of why I focus on the US dollar index. That's kind of my leading indicator in silver and copper forecasts, but mainly silver forecasts. Fibonacci levels, they've been right. Volatility, gold to silver ratio, that's gone down. I mean, that's gone down to from 100 at the beginning, 100 to 1 at the beginning of the year to I think we're in like the high 60s to 1 now. And a lot of guys like Eric Sprott, Peter Schiff, they're convinced that we're going to have, a 1 to 15 ratio or a 1 to 10 ratio this year. So, I agree with that. So yeah, is there manipulation? Have the markets been manipulated? Yeah, I believe so. Do I think these guys are done? No, I don't think so. Is that move when they kind of knock everything down going to be able to predict? Maybe not. I think our leading indicators will help. There's been a battle between the paper and the physical markets for years. Historically, paper's won out. I was around way back when, I'm sure you were too, when the silver price went up to 50 and then it just got knocked right back down to the teens, and that's where it was for years. And you're buying all this silver on a regular basis, and honestly people are kind of laughing at you. It's kind of like magic beans or something. But it's paid off recently. But it appears that pattern has finally broke. Yeah, the market does kind of seem to be going up like an arrow. I'd rather see it go up like stairs. But I believe this time actually is different. And silver is like a big coiled spring, and now it's kind of popping into that new reality that Michael Oliver talks about. So I'm still stacking. I stack over time, even at these higher prices. The silver and copper forecast, it does try to predict price for next week. And, could you do options on that? Yeah, you could. I wouldn't, unless you're a real expert on that sort of thing. I don't recommend it. But but you certainly could. And we're going to continue to try to give accurate prices, and we have been very accurate, especially over the last couple of weeks. We just started in October, so we've been pretty accurate, but especially with our weekly rhythms of stock price and that sort of thing. Stacking gives me the certainty that sometimes the forecasts can't. So when the market's getting knocked down, the fact that I'm a stacker kind of helps me sleep at night. If I were, had some options out there, I was in a long position and the thing's expiring soon, I'm not sure I could sleep too well. As a stacker, the prices come back. We've recently started the copper forecast. Not too many people are doing that, so I'm kind of excited about it. Copper actually gives me the confidence. It's hard to fake. I mean, it's kind of a market-driven thing. So, and it's needed. Now you got the solid-state batteries, the solar, the electric vehicles. The need for copper, just like silver, especially with these solid-state batteries things. If you look at some of my videos on that, there's a bunch of other videos out there too, but I've did some videos on the solid-state battery that Samsung came out with. And I don't even think that's priced into the market yet for both silver and copper. So maybe that's what Michael Oliver's seen in his high prices and that sort of thing. But that's not even priced into the market yet. 2026 is going to be a fantastically amazing year, I think. The forecasts are the map. The journal, like this journal that we're doing, that's kind of the thinking behind the map. It kind of helps me validate whether the forecast still makes sense or not. Do you feel the same unease? Do you think the banks are losing control? Or do you think they still have another trick up their sleeve? So I'm putting out the silver forecast and the copper forecast every weekend so you can get a idea of the price predictions for that week. We also have the breaking news that we put out through the week. We also have our midweek forecast, kind of with our mascot and kind of the military in the trenches outfit. So that comes out Wednesday, Thursday time frame. We've got the mascots. I've got the solar forecast mascot. I've got the midweek mascot with the kind of the battle gear on in the trenches. We also have our special reports. Here's a playlist with a lot of the special reports in it. It kind of talks about the LBMA. It kind of talks about the COMEX. It kind of talks about, what the bigger picture is with silver and gold. I've got a neat holiday forecast coming out. I've got a neat special Christmas special coming out at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. So I put that together. It's Christmas focused. It's what Christmas is all about, Christ. And it's about precious metals too. There's a precious metal angle there. So take a look at that. That's coming out on Christmas Eve. But this journal, this is kind of where you and I can communicate. You can put your comments below. Let me know if you disagree with me. I love those things. That's part of the reason for this video. People talking about, hey, these are AI videos. Well, I've already said that, but that's kind of why I'm doing this journal, so we can communicate back and forth. So put your comments below, both positive and negative. Appreciate that. But we're going to be doing this kind of forum every week. This is going to be kind of midweek. It's called Silver Forecast, a weekly journal. And I look forward to that conversation. And I look forward to talking to you again next week. So thanks. And got to say it, make sure you subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thanks. See you next week.